start screaming. Oh, shit.
Oh my god.
Where'd they go? There they are. Is that them? That's them.
Oh, it is them. Hi them.
These are the fucking guys. They do the same exact podcast as us.
Mm-hmm.
They've got the same backdrop.
Yeah.
The one's even fat. The one makes the same jokes as I do.
Okay.
I've seen cats in their studio. It's like looking in a fucking mirror, man.
Isn't that weird?
Fuck them.
Weird.
I hate it here. I already told you that once.
Yeah, you did.
I hate it here on Earth. It's awful. Carter Police is in early.
Thank you, sir.
How you doing, Joey?
Hey, guys.
Philly Ferry, Marlene, sorry, Dylan. The Juanism. Oh, yeah, he's the Carter Police. King Girth, welcome, buddy.
There you go.
King, he said he wants you to say his name, King Girth.
Oh, God, it's so girthy.
Pedro, old Jesse and Jared, welcome, guys. Thanks for being here. Happy
Biking in the rain for 2 days. Damn.
Fuck that shit.
That sucks.
Fuck that exercise and shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying.
You know how I do.
22 concurrent viewers. All right, that sounds like a good starting point. Yep. Usually we only have about 2 right now, so 22 is really cool, man.
Yeah, I'm happy with it. I'll take it.
Think about 22 people trying to give you a hand job all at once. How exciting that is.
Yeah.
All right. I'm ready if you're ready.
Yes, sir.
I got to talk to you about something.
Okay, let's go.
It's been weighing on my mind. It's been heavy on my chest for several days now.
Okay.
You talk about you like to shower the night before.
Yeah.
Because you're just going to, whatever. My thing is I shower in the morning.
Okay.
I like to shower in the morning.
Sure.
And get it fucking popping so hard. Just, but whatever. When I'm done showering, I take a clean-ass towel and I dry off my clean-ass body.
Sure.
I discard that towel. Then I get the most luxurious, sanitized, clean pair of underwear out of my underwear drawer.
Okay.
It's been ran through the washer and the dryer.
Gotcha.
We use Gain. It smells good. And I put it on my fucking naked, sweet, hot, naked body.
Yeah.
And I'm a married man, so I need you ladies to turn this off for a second. I put this underwear on my luscious. Some people that have accidentally put their mouth on me have said I taste like a candy apple.
Oh, man.
Yeah, my wife doesn't tell me because it's just second nature to her now. But as far as like my uncles and my brothers, people that have accidentally put their mouths on me and shit, they say I taste like a candy apple. But I put that clean ass underwear on my naked ass fucking body. And then every time I go to the bathroom during the day, I'm expected to wash my hands after I take a piss, man. I promise my dick and balls infinitely cleaner than my hands.
Yeah, that's why I don't wash my hands.
And I can get my pee-pee out of my pants and pee in the urinal and shake it so hard that I get it dry. And I can get it back in my underwear. But then if you leave the bathroom without washing your hands, everybody's judging you and shit like, hey, that's a nasty motherfucker.
I'll walk out licking my fingers. I don't care.
Like you ate 10 hot wings in there.
I don't touch my dick when I piss. I don't have to wash them. I sure as fuck ain't flushing a public toilet if I'm just pissing in it.
I like to fucking jump up and karate kid it and kick it.
If I'm at a urinal, I'll just give like a fucking little elbow drop on the little handle thing.
Nah, I do like with my phone when my hands are full, I use my nose to flush it.
Use my teeth.
Welcome to the Brohio Podcast, everybody. If you don't know by now, we're just two insanely goofy guys that love you more than your mother loves you.
That's very true.
We care about you more than your grandpa cares about you. We're here for you. We love you. It's a cruel world. It's fucking not easy. It's not easy being breezy.
Not at all.
But we're here for you. We love you. We think the world of you. You're doing a good fucking job. I'm the delicious Nick Delicious.
And I'm Rob Dog. Hey, guys.
We're so happy to have you guys here for Simulation Theory so we can lead you down a winding, winding road.
Oh, yeah.
Why do seagulls only fly over the sea?
I don't know.
Because if they flew over the bay, they would be bagels.
I hate it so much. I like a good bagel.
Dude, I fucking love bagels.
Yeah, it's just fucking bread, man.
There's this big confrontation in my house.
Getting hot.
One time I went through, I don't know if they were fucking with me or what. I went through Dunkin' Donuts
Yep.
and I said, give me an everything bagel with cream cheese.
Sure.
And they said, you want cream cheese? And I said, yeah, cream cheese. I got this bagel out when I got to work.
Mm-hmm.
It had cottage cheese on it.
Oh, my God. Fuck.
All right.
Dude, I've been so salty.
I like cottage cheese, though.
Oh, God.
I like it. It doesn't bother. I usually put a little bit of sugar on it.
Sure. Okay, yeah.
Because look at me, for fuck's sake.
Why not?
I mean, yeah. You get me some of the everything bagels. Get me some of the rice. Oh, get me through the cinnamon. Oh, we got a couple in there. Get me the blueberry.
They fucking hit you with the cottage cheese.
And I said, where the fuck? So I went there the next day. I said, yesterday you guys put cottage cheese on my bagel. And the dude at the window said, we don't serve cottage cheese. I'm like, fuck, what'd you put on my bagel yesterday? It was full-blown cottage cheese. And I told my wife about it, dude. I ate the bagel because I'm a fucking lard ass. I don't care.
Yeah, gonna waste the money.
I do not care.
Yeah.
I do not care. I told my wife about it. She said, sweetheart, they didn't put cottage cheese in your bagel. I said, I know the difference between cottage cheese and cream cheese. I know the difference. Like,
Yeah.
cottage cheese looks like some shit that's been hanging out in your ass for a few days. Cream cheese
looks
is
like-
felt. It's what they used to make fucking cheesecake with.
Yeah, it's like cream cheese with genital warts.
Yeah, and it's all lumpy.
All bumpy
It
and
doesn't bother me though.
Yeah.
I don't hate it. But I went back. I said, hey, you guys put cottage cheese on my shit yesterday. And he said, we don't serve cottage cheese. And that leads me to this
Man.
simulation theory. Maybe I was the dude running the game that day, had something going on, and he accidentally put, I don't know. It all ties together.
There's just one employee with like a pocket full of cottage cheese.
Yeah.
He's like, oh.
And I started thinking, like, what if they got this, like, what if this motherfucker came out of cheesecloth or something? You know, cheesecloth, I don't
Yeah.
know what they are, but they sound disgusting. What if this cottage cheese came out of a cheesecloth? What about them new Patreon subscribers?
Oh,
6
man.
minutes in. Sorry I left you guys hanging there.
Look at him.
Cameron, Scott Cameron, thanks, buddy. We're so happy to have you here. Ever since I locked eyes on your name, I have not been able to get rid of this raging erection that I have. Thank you so much, Cameron.
And next we got Dakota Scabby Dick Williams. Speaking of erections.
Dude, I used to get scabs on my dick all the time when I first started jacking off.
Yeah, jerking off too much, man. That'll
Then
get
you have to start jacking off like you're picking up a dirty diaper. Like pinch it with 4 fingers.
Yeah.
Like do like the
claw.
strong hand. The strong hand. Let me use my strong hand.
Whole claw technique.
Yeah. So good luck, Dakota, with all that. Sharon E. She said she's not here for the party. She's here for the podcast.
True.
Sharon, thanks for being here. Sharon is traditionally what someone would be named that's in their 60s. So you are an elderly woman. You're a nasty, nasty girl for being here. But Sharon E., we appreciate you.
And next we got Montana Rose. That's definitely a porn star
Definitely a stripper. Yeah, she definitely has one of them OF things going on.
name. Yep.
That's all right. Montana's an expensive place to move right now.
Is it?
So anybody inside of her is paying some fucking rent. You know what I mean?
I get it.
Thanks for being here, Montana.
Thank you.
How about Tig Anime Biddies?
Hell yeah.
I've made it abundantly clear people that jack off to anime are not allowed to listen to this podcast. But Tig Anime Biddies, thanks for being here. We appreciate you.
Derek McKee. Thank you very much, Derek.
I think he was a Christian singer in the 90s.
Was he?
You rolled
Okay.
with Clay Aiken and shit? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Power couple. But, yeah, Derek, man, you're the best. Nice dick, buddy. You can't park there random.
All right.
I don't know what it means, but I like it, and we're happy to have you here. Thank you. You can't park there random.
What the fuck is this? KOA Mio Energy. 823. I think that's right. Maybe.
Isn't that the Rock's Energy stuff that he's I don't know.
I think that's the campground.
Yeah, that's where people used to get
KOA.
bad stuff happen to them there.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a campground. They have like a company credit card and they had to use it to subscribe to our Patreon.
Maybe.
Nonetheless, KOA Mio Energy.
Sure. Thank you.
823 69.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah. I will
It's like an old school AOL screen name.
We will this is official. We will 69 all new Patreon subscribers for next week.
Oh, hell yeah.
But you got to subscribe for the details.
Yep.
Nonetheless. How about this? Bengals are going to the fucking playoffs.
Hell yeah.
I got my tickets.
I know. I was talking to your brother about it today.
The good thing about that fucking guy dying on the field,
Mm-hmm. Jesus.
they brought him back, Rob, but
Sure, yeah.
he's fine now.
Yeah.
They refunded my ticket and
Okay.
paid for my playoff tickets.
Hell yeah. That's good. Nice.
They still owe me $15.
Oh.
So Mike Brown, Katie Blackburn, Joe Burrow, if you're listening right now, I ain't letting $15 slide. Slip and slide's what I do on the yellow thing in the yard in the summertime when I've been eating brats and drinking Coors Light. I ain't slipping and sliding on $15, though. I'll come find you. Paycor Stadium, right down 75, dude. I'll be up in there getting my $15. These motherfuckers. Pigeon wearing crystal meth like backpack caught inside British Columbia prison yard.
Hell yes.
If you've ever used a pigeon to smuggle in meth to a prison, send us an email, BrahiaPodcast@gmail.com. Nearly a century ago, a pigeon breeder approached federal customs officers with a bit of an odd problem. A pigeon he'd recently sold to a buyer in Mexico had flown back to his home in Texas with 2 aluminum capsules full of cocaine tied to its legs. Drug smuggling pigeons. Okay, have persisted over the decades since, but busted from North America to Europe and Asia. The birds are caught with pills or powder stuffed into mini backpacks with tiny baggies. This is a whole other hustle I've never even heard about, dude.
That would be so dope to see a pigeon wearing a little fucking backpack.
When I worked at the prison, they threw a dead raccoon or a dead cat over the rec yard fence, and all the inmates are out there like zombies, like run up to it. And someone's family had stuffed it full of drugs and shit.
Holy shit.
And steroids and threw it over the fence. So they're out there butt fucking this dead raccoon in the field.
That's hilarious.
And we're like, what a bunch of nasty motherfuckers. But it was pumped full of fucking heroin and yeah, man.
Oh, man.
It's a hustle. The hustle's real. Last week, for the first time in recent memory, one was captured in British Columbia. These goddamn Canucks, dude. This is a kind of a curveball, said John Randall, Pacific Regional President of the Union for Canadian Correctional Officers. Randall said it was a routine day after the holidays at Pacific Institution at Abbotsford, British Columbia on December 29th. Officers were standing in one of the fenced inmate unit yards when prisoners use regularly for hanging out, playing cards, or just getting some fresh air. Then the officers noticed something strange. A gray bird with a small backpack on its back. From my understanding, it was tied to it in a similar fashion like a little backpack, Randall said. Aww. The officers moved in. They had to corner it, Randall said. You can imagine how that would look trying to catch a pigeon. After a lengthy period of time, the officers apprehended the bird, removed its cargo, and set it free. Randall said the package contained 30 grams of crystal fucking meth, which he described as a fairly substantial amount of the intensely addictive stimulant. Wow. But they go on in the article to talk about how the problems they've been having in the prison systems are drones making the drops.
Nice.
And the prisons have fought back against that. They got some jamming technology. They got some other stuff. But now, if you go back to the old-fashioned way, goddamn fucking carrier pigeons.
Hell yeah, I know. What can you do about that?
How big a backpack can you can't put an East Bay or can't put an Adidas backpack on a pigeon. Shit, man.
God, that'd be funny as fuck though.
Yeah, I couldn't even fit much meth in a trapper keeper when I was a kid, you know. But it says homing pigeons have been used to carry messages since the Roman Empire, particularly valued during the First and Second World Wars for their ability to navigate long distances to return to their home lofts with key messages.
I get that, but how the fuck do you like tell them where to go to make the drop off?
You just bend down and whisper it into their ear, dude. It's pretty fucking easy, honestly. You're trying to complicate it.
You're gonna take 75 down about 15 miles.
Listen, dude. I remember I think I was in high school. We went to this animal bazaar.
Mm-hmm.
My dad bought 2 homing pigeons.
Mm-hmm.
He thought they were the flipping pigeons, the ones that fly up and just they do like fucking somersaults all the way back
They just
down.
flip you off. Like, hey, fuck you down there.
Yeah, but these are homing pigeons, and he put them in the garage, and that was like their home, dude. And they sat in there for a long time, and then they finally started venturing out and flying around and coming back.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't go in the garage for a long time, and then we finally opened the garage, and everything in the garage was completely covered in pigeon shit.
Oh, yeah,
Everything was white, wall to wall, ceiling to floor, fucked up. So naturally, we barbecued them, and they were really tender. You soak them in a little salt water, they got really tender breasts, just like me when I'm nursing.
I love me some tender breast. My favorite.
Yeah.
Nice, soft, subtle.
We're going to take a quick break for a couple of our sponsors, and I'm going to go take some nose spray so I don't sound like a fucking bumbling idiot
Go ahead, man.
for the rest of the episode. Right here. Big break. I tried it, man. You know, I tried.
Try to make it through. Darn, too bad we didn't have that recorded.
This is the worst day of my life.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
You all right?
Yeah, I was just going to put the YouTube thing up for you.
Okay.
Unless you got it over there.
I do, but
Where's my fucking mouth? There it is.
yes. Cool.
I'll be right back.
All right, while Nick goes and does some cocaine, what's up, guys? How's everybody doing out there tonight? Let's see here. Excuse me. Make any New Year's resolutions? No, did not. I don't ever because I know I'm not going to complete them. So, yeah, what's the point of it? Another year closer to fucking death, my friend. Oh, I'm fucking great, man. I am great. Woo. You good, brah?
Oh, yeah, dude.
Oh, hell yeah.
Fuck yeah, man. I feel a lot better.
You didn't miss shit.
You guys like Limp Bizkit?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Hold on. I'll do this one for you.
My biscuit's pretty limp right now.
Okay. Okay. We'll take it up here.
I guess it would be nice.
Yeah, I did it to you.
I was going to be sucking my head
If
now.
I could touch your body, I know. That's the George Michael version that
Yeah.
I'm singing.
Yeah.
You already know what's up.
Yes, sir.
Chocolate starfish.
I actually listened to that album 2 weeks ago.
Dude, that was. I remember you and I were both excited when that came out. You had a Limp Bizkit shirt, and I got
Yeah.
one when I saw it. I was like, I gotta get one of those.
That album was really good. I listened to that and I listened to Issues.
Oh yeah, dude. God, fucking Korn.
I remember listening to it like one of the first time I ever listened to it, I was like, fuck, dude, this is a super dark sounding album. And I went back to it and I was like, I remember the album being really fucking good and really dark. And I went back and listened to it and I was like, damn, this is still really fucking good.
Yeah. And the one after that too.
And they both went downhill, in my opinion.
What was somebody, someone? What was that one?
That was on Issues.
Okay. Oh yeah, it was, dude. That I love that fucking song.
Yeah, that song was really good.
Whew. That video too is pretty sweet.
Yeah, they always had really cool videos.
Yeah, too bad when we saw them, they were. He just had COVID. He didn't move around.
He like sat down the entire time.
Fucking gave it hell though, boy.
Yeah, they did. They did.
Stain fucking sucked.
Their guitar player was fucking killing it though.
Oh, that Mike, whatever. Yeah, he was going hard, but
yeah,
Aaron Lewis,
he literally sat there and hated his fucking life.
They went 5 or 6 songs without him saying anything to the crowd.
Yeah, he said
he
nothing.
didn't say, "Hey, I'm Aaron Lewis," or fucking. He didn't say MAGA 2027. What? He didn't say anything, dude. He did probably 6 songs, and he's like, "Happy to be here." Next song. I'm a fucking white country boy, and I fucking just.
Yeah, he was he didn't want to be there. He was there for the money. That's it. You could tell.
That's all right. Fuck him. He's got sausage fingers anyways. All right, we'll start recording again. There we go. You hear that? Yeah. Freedom. That's nasal freedom right there, guys. Feel a lot better. But yeah, we're gonna talk about simulation theory. And when I say simulation theory, that is where you take a simulation theory in a walnut or a nutshell, however you want to say it. You take like a latex glove and you fill it full like fluff, marshmallow or something. Mm-hmm. And peanut butter is a good one, and then you use that to jack yourself off or to stimulate your clitoris.
Okay.
And I got. Don't let me forget. I got something else I got to talk about.
Okay. You had me at clitoris.
That's simulation theory when you jack off with something like that. No,
sure.
The episode last week, apparently I put a V in labia.
Oh yeah.
But it's labia. Mm-hmm. There's a B in there. I don't know the difference, guys. So a lot of our female listeners, they got really upset with me. They said, he doesn't even know the difference between a labia and a labia, which I don't. Mm-hmm. I don't. For my entire life, I've mispronounced 95% of the words I say. So I just want to apologize to our labia community, our labia. All the people with labias.
Our labia ladies.
Our labia ladies. Our lava lovers. I got called out on that. I was laughing so hard. I said, I'm such a fucking idiot.
I think it's a labia if it's like really hangy.
Yeah, it's a
lazy labia.
No, a labia is one that just lays there, just kind of like.
Oh,
it's like your old nasty aunt. She has a labia.
Okay, that makes sense.
But labia, most of our lady listeners, they still have labias.
That's when it's all right.
Yeah, it is what it is.
It does Kegels, so it's nice and taut.
Yeah, dude, I do Kegels too.
Butthole Kegels.
Yeah. But are we possibly living in an extremely powerful computer program, Robert?
I was actually thinking about that yesterday.
Because they wanted you to think about it.
Yesterday I was thinking about
You
this.
didn't think about it. They programmed you, and the person playing the game told you what to think about.
Because I was thinking about it, and I don't remember what made me think about it, but I was working, and I'm like, you know what? My life, I'm kind of like a fucking NPC, like in a video game. Like, I'm like, I don't do anything spectacular.
Yes, me too,
I'm just like the run-of-the-mill normal dude.
And I was...
Like, fuck, I'm an NPC, man.
When I was going through the research on this, I said, what the fuck? I got no fucking significance in this game.
Yeah.
I'm just a power eater. Power bottom, I think, is what another thing I've been called before, too. Mm-hmm. Is a power bottom where I get fucked in the ass?
Yes.
Okay, I'm a power bottom.
Yeah. You take it like a good little girl.
Take it. Oh, man. Halloween time, I was looking for, we wanted bales of hay for the front of the house, and I put in fat hay, but I mistyped to put fat gay, and I was watching a lot of fat gay shit, dude. And
sure.
I was thinking, like, dude, I could still get, like,
yeah.
with the way I look and being that way, I can still pull if I needed to.
For sure.
But then I got the hay and shit. I got big old fat bales of hay for in front of the house. It worked out. So I got to watch some fat gay porn, and I got some hay. Some people say hay is for horses. I say it's for sitting in front of your house during Halloween,
Yeah. Different strokes, different folks, right?
I don't like horses.
They're scary.
I've seen a guy get kicked in the head by a horse and die.
That happens.
Horses can kick, dude.
Fuck yeah, they can.
They got big dicks.
Huge dicks.
Big old fucking dicks. And it kind of reminds me of Grand Theft Auto, man, because that's like, that's the game of our generation.
For sure.
And when I watched that, I said, there's a lot of people on here just like walking to work and shit. I said, you know, that looks like me. I could be just wandering around but we're gonna get deeper into this in the episode. But yeah, that's kind of like, it's almost like we are the people inside of the game that's being played.
Yeah. Yeah.
And everything's relative to the game, not to our universe. So you and I have been alive for 35, 36 years, but it's all relative to the game, man. And for those of you that know, I'm talking about the game. You're thinking about the game, and you've lost the game. Do you know about the game?
It's all about the game.
Okay.
I know you play it.
You guys lost the game. All right. Yeah, I know it's far-fetched, but in 2003, Swedish philosopher Nick Bostrom, good friend of mine, we actually share a first name, and we've been pals for a long time. He wrote a paper about a possible theory called "Are You Living in a Computer Simulation?" Mind you, this was put out in 2003. This is back before fucking Steve Jobs had cancer, and he said, you know what, I'm going to die soon. I got to give the world a fucking iPhone. I think the first iPhone came out in like 2004, 2003.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
But Bostrom explained that future generations might have mega computers that can run numerous and detailed simulations of their forebears. In other words, ancestor simulations. Just stick with me, guys. And this is, when we do episodes like this is a good point to stop, roll it up, light it. I'm hitting it with you. Hold it.
Damn, man, that's a good hit. There you go.
Blow it out.
Hell yeah.
Let it invade you. Let the herbs go into your blood.
Oh shit.
Ever tell you by the time me and my little brother try to smoke chopped up chives? Tangy. Tangy, dog.
Hell yeah, that's sweet,
We're gonna
man.
put it in loose leaf and lit it and try to smoke it.
It explains a lot.
God, it burns so fucking bad. We're like, what are these? My mom's like, they're chives for the potatoes. I'm throwing them away. I'm like,
Don't you dare.
come on, Ryan. I feel bad for that kid because he would just do anything, any bad idea I had.
Yeah.
He'd be like, all right, let's try it.
You gotta fit in, man.
Yeah, we never really did anything bad. We never did anything bad, you know. Like, I think we tried to smoke toothpaste once. Smoke some chives once.
It sounds like a strain too.
Yeah.
Fuck, you ever did some chive, man?
Dude, man, we got some of that fucking purple chive. Shit is sticky, man. All right, yeah. So ancestor simulations in which simulated beings are attached with a sort of artificial consciousness. And the odds are we are products of that simulation.
Fuck yes.
Then it could be the case, he explained, that the vast majority of minds like ours do not belong to the original race, but rather to people simulated by the advanced descendants of an original race. It is then possible to argue that if this were the case, we would be rational to think that we are likely among the simulated minds rather than among the original biological ones.
Okay.
You got to stick with me because this is weird, man. But I start to tie all this stuff together and it starts to make a little bit of sense. And I start to kind of raise some points that really get you thinking. But in a nutshell, what he's saying, I'm sorry, we're both kind of coffee, recovering from fucking pneumonia, rickets, scabies, scabs. We got it. We've had it all, dude. It's just
Fucking rickets, man.
you had rickets, didn't you?
I don't think.
I thought you could have said crickets. I don't
Crickets,
know,
yeah.
but it was either rickets or maybe you said rickety cricket. I don't know what you said. I thought you told me you had rickets.
I had strep a while back.
So I disinfected your seat and shit because
Yeah.
I thought you told me you
I
had
appreciate that.
rickets.
There's a lot of trap farts in there.
What the fuck is rickets?
Maybe you think you're just like your bones just crumbling.
It sounds itchy, whatever it is. I got the itchy rickets.
You walk around your bones just like squeaky bones. No one wants a squeaky bone.
Just a walk in the walls, just a picking my balls. Can you dig it? Can you dig it? All right, then it could be the case, he explained, that the vast majority of minds like ours, I already read that part. This is a lot to process, like I said, but just keep an open mind with me. New York University philosophy professor David Chalmers described the higher being responsible for this potential hyper-realistic simulation as a, quote, programmer in the next universe up. Perhaps one we mortals, that's regular people here on Earth, might consider a god of some sort, though not necessarily in the traditional sense. So we got the gods we pray to. Oh, Lord God, please fucking take cancer away from Aunt Trudy. She's a fucking bitch. She's gonna die. We don't care. Whatever. But then, you have an Aunt Trudy?
No, I do not.
Okay, good. I kind of felt bad for a second.
No.
Tammy's the one with the big tits and the snake.
She used to have a snake, yeah.
Oh, she had a snake, all right. Yeah, she did. You fell asleep that night, but
Yeah.
Tammy had a snake, all right. Yeah, but kind of in the simulation theory, the traditional gods we think of, the Lord Jesus Christ and shit. That motherfucker rocks. Rock on, Jesus.
Hell yeah.
No, this higher being, this deity or this god is just a fucking fat pile of sludge on the couch playing the game. And he's got, but then even going back before that, what I said before, the ancestress, or not incestuous, that's kind of yucky. But, these ancestry simulations, he's kind of claiming, like, we are just products of a simulation of a simulation of a simulation.
Fuck yeah.
And I just said, I read that, and I said, well, I don't even need to read much further than this, because this is a hokey pile of shit. But then I kept reading. I'm like, man, some of this stuff is really, really starting to make some weird sense.
There's a lot of weirdness to it, but it does kind of make sense. And I also want to point out that when you said the guy's name, philosophy professor David Chalmers, I just want to explain to you how funny I think the last name Chalmers is. I don't know why, but it sounds like a name of somebody who bites people.
It's a chompers.
I think that's why I think about it. I think it's just like he just bites people. Like
Rob texted me earlier and asked me about a car tire. Yeah, his tire replaced.
Yeah.
He said, whatever. He said, okay. I said, the tire's ready. He said, okay. And then I texted him back, how much foreskin do you think I have?
I wasn't expecting it. It completely fucked me up.
Wild card, buddy.
So I was just sitting there laughing so fucking hard.
I'm a wild card.
I'm like, what the fuck? All of it?
He never answered the question, though. I'll give you a few weeks to think about it.
I actually sat there and thought for a second. I'm like, I wonder how much.
I'll ask the Brohio Nation. Just send us a message, wherever. How much foreskin do you think I have? Whoever gets it right gets to come on the show.
Just pull your arm out of that sweater there. That's about how much I think you got.
But then, after I sent that to you, I started taking really close-ups of me pinching my elbow and pulling it out, and trying to pass it off as my foreskin.
Oh yeah.
But I couldn't get it to take a good enough picture.
It wasn't foreskinable.
No, I mean it was close. It kind of looked a little.
God damn it! Someone said 6 inches.
No, dude.
Foreskin.
I got more foreskin than Nick at that point. That's all right.
How the fuck do you measure foreskin?
I don't know.
Oh, gosh.
We're going to figure it out, though.
We'll make it work.
Then Mr. Chalmers goes on to say, the God we're talking about, may just be a teenager hacking on a computer and running 5 universes in the background, but it might be someone who is nonetheless omniscient, all-knowing, and all-powerful about all worlds. Just like
the same fucking philosophy I use. I'm trying to find the right porno to jack off to.
Yeah, exactly. Philosophers argue about our perception of what's real. Simply because we perceive the world as real and material doesn't mean that it is so, said Rizwan Virk, a tech entrepreneur and author of The Simulation Hypothesis. He goes on to say, in fact, the findings of quantum physics may shed some doubt on the fact that the material universe is even real. The more the scientists look for the material in the material world, the more they find that it doesn't exist. And that's kind of, and I've always said this before, much the same with extraterrestrials and aliens and intelligent life forms out there. We have no idea what they're like.
Right.
We perceive that they're just slimy green creatures with big black eyes. but they just might be a mist. They might be a gas, a different kind of presence than we've ever experienced before. They might not even be, we don't know. So what you and I like we reach out and touch hands, and like that's touch to us. That could be completely different for someone from another world.
Sure.
For instance, when you step on your dog's tail and your dog's like, "God damn, motherfucker," and you're like, "Oh fuck, dude, I stepped on your tail," but your dog doesn't know you're apologizing to him. The dog's just like, "God damn, that hurt." This guy's feeding me and stepping on me and shit.
Yeah.
So different creatures experience different I guess the perception from creature to creature is different. So who's to say what we're even experiencing is what it is? I mean, like, you're right, it is what it is. But that's just our perception, which only exists in our own minds. People view the world differently. I feel a lot different about a lot of different things opposed to how I felt 5 years ago.
Yeah.
My perception changed. Our perception is always changing. But if someone doesn't like guns, okay, they don't like guns, but the next person may like guns. So does it make either perception wrong? Like someone perceives guns as being bad, someone perceives as being good. No, neither one's right, and it's not for either one of us to interpret what's right or wrong. So it's much the same with perception, how we perceive everything around us. I'm just talking out of my fucking ass right now, so just stop me if I sound too far off course. It is nothing is what we think it is because it only exists in our own minds. I don't know if that's making any sense at all.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, and that just keep that in mind as we kind of go through this. Next, we talk about theoretical physicist David Bohm, who once posed this torturous notion. This is kind of a long quote, but it's kind of weird. Reality is what we take to be true, which is what I was just talking about. What we take to be true is what we believe. What we believe is based upon our perceptions. What we perceive depends on what we look for. What we look for depends on what we think. What we think depends on what we perceive. What we perceive determines what we believe. What we believe determines what we take to be true. What we take to be true is our reality.
Okay.
So pretty much, I know I may have lost some people during that quote, but our reality is created in our own minds, whether that's real, fake, whatever, but it's all contained within our own minds. Some people can tell a lie so frequently, and I shouldn't say that, so frequently. Some people can tell a lie and convince themselves that they're telling the truth. Mm-hmm. That's their perception. That's the reality. Some people can do that. Some people can lie right through a lie detector, and if that's even a thing. But some people are such pathological liars that they can convince themselves that the lie that they're telling is in fact the truth.
Sure.
That's where this kind of quote comes in. We create our own reality. So if you and I, we say we don't believe in whales. Okay, well, then whales don't exist to us.
Okay, yeah.
The person next door, they may believe in whales. So yes, whales do exist for them. Much like ghosts. Some people believe in ghosts, some people don't. So in our world, my world, I don't know if I necessarily buy into ghosts very much. But does that mean that they do or don't exist? No, it doesn't. So I've created my own reality in my own head because my perception, it's my belief, the ghosts don't exist. That's kind of on a smaller scale. This stuff's much deeper than that, but it's trying to explain this in a way that makes a little sense and makes it a little more interesting than just these quotes. And one guy that's speculated on this before, Elon Musk, who's fucking shaped like a rubber chicken and has trillions of dollars.
Yeah, he's a big proponent of the simulation theory.
And he said he has a unique way of thinking about it. He says the strongest argument for for our probably being in a simulation is that, as he put it in 2016, quote, 40 years ago we had Pong, 2 rectangles and a dot.
What a time to be alive.
What a time! That is what games were. Now, 40 years later, we have photorealistic 3D simulations with millions of people playing simultaneously, and it's getting better every year. And soon we'll have virtual reality, augmented reality. If you assume any rate of improvement at all, the games will become indistinguishable from reality. I remember playing Madden 2003 on PlayStation. My dad coming in like, God damn, this shit looks like a real fucking football game. And I'm thinking, no, it fucking doesn't. But that was his perception that it looked real. And what Elon Musk here is saying is like, this shit's going to keep getting better.
Yeah.
And I saw the fucking the game trailer for the new Grand Theft Auto.
Holy fuck, it looks gorgeous.
Mother of God. It looks like you're going to need a computer the size of your house to run that motherfucker.
Yeah, it looks gorgeous.
But it's so hyper realistic.
Yeah, I couldn't even tell it was. I thought I was watching watching a legit car driving.
Right, but then think about this for a second, Rob. We got every kid in America wanted a virtual reality. What are those things? An Oculus.
An Oculus. Yeah.
Every kid wanted one of those this Christmas. Well, you think about it for a second. There's certain companies that are starting to like telecommute with the Oculus.
Mm-hmm.
So you can go to the office, have a meeting, do your work from a virtual reality, I guess. I don't want to say like a virtual reality setting, but you can virtually commute, and you guys are all there in the same office. You guys are seeing each other. You're waving at each other. 40 years ago, we had Pong, 2 rectangles bouncing the ball back and forth. 20 years ago, we had Madden that my dad thought was fucking real. Humans have been around for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
And to think like, okay, when we already see the next generation of gaming, this Grand Theft Auto, what if 2 years after this new Grand Theft Auto comes, you saw how hyper realistic it looks.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous. It looks like real life. What if in 2 years they say, and this is not far-fetched, they say, we've developed a headset to put on that completely immerses you in the game. You can get in the game. You know, some people will get sick, man, get in that, and they'll never, ever fucking come up for air. They'll quit eating. They'll quit showering. They'll quit seeing their families, all because they'll be locked into this hyper-realistic augmented reality where they're fighting, killing, stealing, speeding, doing whatever. They're going to get locked in. But then...
And even with that, what if the same thing has already happened?
That's the entire point of this episode.
And we're on the second go-around or the third go-around.
Or the fourth or the fifth. Or you think about it. It's like a 3-dimensional spider web. And I talk about this later on, but I'll talk about it right now. Each spider web, it's early in the morning, and you have all these dewdrops on the spider web. You got, it's like a funnel. Millions and millions of water droplets, but they're all dropping down onto one another. And you have and each of these droplets is like an augmented reality, a simulation. They're all just bloop, bloop, dropping on each other. And all of these different simulations are just running into one another. That's where you get like these parallel universes, these wormholes, all this different weird shit.
Yeah, it's all very Matrix-y.
It is.
Like we're hooked up into machines.
But then, and so what they've been able to accomplish with the games they have now, we've got virtuality, virtual reality, the Oculus, all this different shit. I'm playing Japanese people in ping pong, getting my ass kicked.
Yeah.
I'm having a lot of fun doing it on the Oculus, though. I do have one. I don't play it very much. But, okay, in 10 years, Rob, whenever Grand Theft Auto 7 comes out.
Sure.
And that motherfucker and they say, okay, this year you can taste the food.
Yeah.
You can get nutrition from the food in the game. This year, we can plug the game into your brain. And it just like keeps on getting deeper. And it's not even just Grand Theft Auto. It's all different games, man. It's just going to keep on getting. And like you said, what if we're in a multiplication of that.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the whole entire theory of the simulation theory. It's a lot to think about. It's scary. I know you guys
It's
are
scary,
scared.
but it's fun.
It's scary. You guys are scared right now, but I tell you what.
I'm all for it.
I'm going to protect you, all right? Now, in the movie The Matrix,
Hey, what do you know? I just mentioned that.
yeah, they were able to connect. I believe they could connect cables to your neocortices. I believe that's how you say it, and that's how they project thoughts into your head and change your emotions and stuff like that. Your spatial reasoning and your sensory perception.
Mm-hmm.
That day is coming. We do not have the brain figured out. We don't know a lot about the brain.
True.
But in 25 years, when we got the brain licked, we can figure it out. And we can project we can put images in blind people's heads already now. All this different stuff. But once we can manipulate our sensory, the way we perceive and our sensory stuff, once we can change that, dude, that fucking changes everything. You're at that point, you don't even need to be alive anymore, because they could, if they can make your brain work without, your fucking heart and shit,
Mm-hmm.
then why do we even need your body anymore? We just need your brain. We can plug it in, make it work, and you can kind of ride around this vessel and do your thing. One way to achieve, when I talk about the Matrix and them locking onto your brain, plugging into your brain, and kind of changing everything, one way they can achieve that, or something like it in the real world, would be to gain a greater understanding of human consciousness and how it works, so we can produce conscious AI. The far less technical alternative, the author said, is tricking our consciousness into thinking that we are in a reality when we are in a video game, in which non-NPCs essentially exhibit intelligent human-like behavior that passes the Turing test. And I had to look up the Turing test. There was a scientist, mathematician from the 1950s that developed this test of you run machines through these tests, and it's a scale of how human-like they can make a machine, how it's able to converse back and forth, and the way how closely a machine can be like a human, essentially. And that's another part to stop and think about and talk about, is once we can trick our consciousness and kind of make it to where, like when I talked about the Grand Theft Auto, and you say the 2040 version of Grand Theft Auto, you can get nutrition from the food in the games. You can smell the fucking hooker's fucking butt that you're fucking
I'm in right there.
doing a rail of coke off of.
Sold.
Dude, all my life, I just want to be alive where you can text smells back and forth.
Dude, that'd be so fucking cool.
Oh, dude, I would lose all my friends. They'd be like, "Oh, cool, Nick got the new iPhone 40. What's he said?" And they open up a text, just like, and there's this vile
Just
fucking
a green gas comes out of your... Dude, that'd be so fucking dope.
yeah, dude. You and I wouldn't be able to be friends anymore at that point. We'd have to. Our wives would be like, "Look, it's been a good run, but you guys got to figure out.
You guys stink way too bad.
You guys got to find better people to talk to." But yeah, man, I feel like we're not far off from something like that, to where they can trick our consciousness into being. Dude, I put that Oculus on one of our family friends for the ping pong, and he was like, "Whoa, what the fuck?" And he was freaking out, man. He's like grabbing at shit, and it's not, obviously we're just like in his front yard.
Yeah.
And he's grabbing at shit, which it's someone that's never experienced virtual reality before. You get used to it. Honestly, this Oculus thing is like it feels to me like it's the infancy or the first generation of virtual reality.
Yeah.
We had something called a Virtual Boy when I was a kid.
That was God fucking trash.
Those are awful.
Yeah.
But this
I like watching the videos where people run into walls and shit. That's pretty fun.
But it's because they get into the motherfucker.
Yeah.
Have you ever worn one?
No.
You can like when you start to get out of your little guardian zone area, you can. It's like a pixelated. It uses the sensors to kind of like show you what's around you.
Okay.
You'll be able to see what's in front of you. It'll
Gotcha.
be like I feel like when I've heard about blind people getting that thing where they can project images into their eyes, I feel like that's what it looks like to them.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, and so you can fucking see the wall sometimes. I've knocked the fuck out of the dog one time though. I knocked his dumb ass out. And then we posted the video, but I was doing the Oculus one time, kind of getting lost in it. My wife had a laser light, and she started shining it on my dick.
Damn it.
And the dog bit me right in the head of the dick. Nearly crippled me, man.
That took you out.
Mm-hmm. That Booker's is hot, dude. Phooey. And to go one step further, so we have all these AI systems and this virtual reality, augmented reality, the simulation that we're possibly in. Once we move past all of this into like a post-human simulator, let me explain this for a second. This is pretty wild, man. So right now we do have simulations. The Sims, they've been around for generations.
Hell yeah.
Decades.
Mm-hmm.
I was playing, what was a goat simulator the other day.
Dude, the game's so fun. It's so stupid, but it's so fun.
I tore up an entire continent with a goat. I was fucking everything up. I was knocking buildings down, breaking people's legs.
Yeah.
It was so much fun. I wanted to be a goat, man. I got done playing the game. I'm like, God damn it, must be awesome being a goat just to fuck people up. But this, the thought on this post-human simulator. So we have simulators now, and we're only going to get smarter about these things. We're only going to make them more realistic. But what happens when the computers start conversing back and forth with one another? Whenever you and I are done playing the video game, we just turn it off. Game over. Unplug it. What do we do when the computer's like, you leave it, and it's like, all right, I want to keep playing. I want to keep simulating. I need something else to simulate with. And then another computer links up with it, like, I'll simulate with you. And they create their own simulation because they're so hyper realistic that they're able to communicate back and forth with one another. Then there's a world, a thought where, all right, the sun gets too close to the earth, or some star explodes and a meteor hits us, whatever. The world ends. But just because all the humans die doesn't mean our electric grids go down, or at some point our computers may run off magnets, which magnets just need gravity, there's magnets are another one of those things where we just don't know a ton about them. We know how magnets work, but they're wild, man.
ICP still doesn't know how magnets work. Magnets, how do they work?
Yeah. So this post-human thing, these simulations, these AI systems, these computers will probably outlive the humans. So then
Makes sense.
So then you have like this post-apocalyptic situation where all the humans are dead, but all the AI systems and all the computers, they survived. So at this point, and we're talking about thousands of years from now, what do you think the scientific progressions and electronic and computer systems, look at what we've done in 20 years. It took me 3 days to download a naked picture of Sable when I was in the 5th grade.
Dude. I know. It's really crazy. Like,
now I can see ingrown hairs on a fucking porn star's butthole.
Yeah. I love it.
I do too. It just lets me
I can't
know
wait for smell-o-vision.
Can't wait till we can text them smells back and forth.
Can't wait to smell the butthole.
So you think about the scientific, computerized, the progression we've made over the past 20, 30, 40 years. Now let's say 100 years from now, how do we progress? Because even since we left high school 20 years ago, less than that, how much things have changed.
For sure. Big time, yeah.
When you and I were in high school, we could barely text a picture back and forth.
Yeah.
Now I can jack off in real time for my wife, which every time I do it, she answers and she fucking hangs up. Like when I FaceTime, I FaceTime her from the toilet and I'm masturbating.
Yeah, as one does.
Yeah, and I've only accidentally called my mom once doing that shit. But
Yeah.
she used to change my diapers and shit, dude, so she knows what my dick is about.
Yeah, no big deal.
Small but fucking furious.
Small and pissed off.
That's what I do. I FaceTime my wife and I just show her my wiener peeing and stuff.
Lots of foreskin.
That's for you guys.
You may even have 5 skin. Who knows?
Yeah. But yeah, man, we went from barely being able to send pictures to we can blink in real time on a device.
I could send you my nuts right now.
I not only send it to you, you can pull your nuts out and we can get on video chat and you can just shake your nuts around.
Yeah.
And the moment your nuts start wiggling, jiggling, giggling, I'm seeing them motherfuckers jiggle in real time.
Yeah.
And I'm on the other side of the world. We used to talk like, start digging and get to China. You can fucking call China up right now and talk to them, dude.
1-800-CHINA.
Yeah. How long does it take to get to China? That was whenever I was a kid. I'd always ask my dad, like, how long do you think it takes to dig to get to China? He's like, shut the fuck up. You don't even clean your goddamn room.
You fucking idiot.
Yeah. You're too stupid to dig a hole. You're too fat to dig one that deep.
Kids even know what holes are these days. Besides their buttholes.
He's like, there's no jelly donuts in that hole. You fat little shit. Now I start cover. Do we actually live in a simulation? Cosmologist Paul Davies in 2003 again. Mathematicians have proved that a universal computing machine can create an artificial world that is itself capable of simulating its own world, and so on. It would do it to essentially infinity. In other words, simulations nest inside simulations inside simulations. Because fake worlds can outnumber real ones without restriction, the real multiverse would inevitably spawn a vastly great number of virtual multiverses. Indeed, there would be a limitless tower of virtual multiverses, leaving the real one swamped in a sea of fakes.
Hell yeah.
So, mathematically, statistically, that's what they're saying is once you're able to multiply these systems, reality is going to be so overran with these simulations that how the fuck are you going to know if you're in a simulation or if you're in reality? Mm-hmm. Dude, I know this, that I punch myself in the balls, it hurts. So I don't know if they're going to tweak my shit in my simulation or what, or maybe this is reality, which I'm hoping it is. I hope it's not a fucking simulation, because later on in this episode, I'm going to talk about what happens when the simulation's done.
And then maybe like the people that have the disorder where they can't feel pain, maybe their controller has like the God codes enabled.
Or maybe it's just like low batteries or something.
That too.
I don't know.
Maybe they got like an old like CRT TV or whatever.
An old turd.
Yeah, it's on channel 3, but it's in between 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the bottom line is this. Once we go far enough down the multiverse route, all bets are off. Reality goes into the melting pot, and there's no reason to believe we are living in anything but a Matrix-style simulation. Science is then reduced to a charade, or charade. Charade! Because the simulators of our world, whoever or whatever they are, can create any pseudo-laws they please and keep changing them. The horrible... that's... And another thing I was thinking about, laws and rules and shit. I got kind of lost thinking about this earlier.
No way.
But like in America, if you have sex with a 15-year-old child, you're going to go to prison.
Right.
And some other countries, you select your bride when they're 12 years old. And it's like kind of frowned upon it if you don't. It's sickening and it's disgusting. Mm-hmm. But just like, where do these laws and rules come from? Why wouldn't we, as humans, like in America? Okay, it feels nasty to have sex with I would assume It feels nasty to have sex with a child.
Hey, the rich love it.
Yeah, they do.
The elite love it.
You nasty fucking George Bush looking motherfucker. But in, wherever they're okay with stuff like that, having sex with a 12-year-old, all is great. This is my bride, the virgin bride. This is great. But where was it lost in translation from one to the other to say, okay, this feels gross here, but it feels okay over there? If you and I drove to fucking Bangladesh or something, or where, I don't know what country where they fuck 12-year-olds, dude. But if we fuck a 12-year-old here, it's going to feel yucky in Taiwan also. If we fuck a 12-year-old in Taiwan, it's going to feel yucky, and it's going to feel yucky here. Not saying that we would ever do that. Because I've always expressed the one thing that if I could be a superhero, I wish I could save people from sexual assault. I was like, I just show up, like right when a dude's getting ready to put his dick in, and I'm just like, and I just start fucking biting his dick, like bite it off and shit, and start
like corn on the cob,
speed bagging his balls, and
hell yeah,
everybody gets away. That's kind of like would be my superpower.
Yeah, like Super Chris Hansen.
I would get woken up anytime there's a sexual assault going on.
Super Chris Hansen, but you pay your taxes.
Mom? Dad? Have a seat right there for me. Yeah, but the kind of like the code of conduct with humans. Why is it lost in translation from one set of humans to another? And this kind of cascades down a little bit, where I'll cover some other stuff a little later in the episode. And there's a lot of fucking horrible shit that can. So say we are in a simulation, and you and I figure out, dude, this is a simulation, and they say, all right, we're pulling the plug on these goddamn dudes. Just as present-day researchers use simulations to digitally create scenarios to aid scientific study, what would happen if we eliminate mosquitoes? Our world and every moment of our past existence might be the simulated experiment of future humans. And just as scientists can terminate simulations of earthquakes, weather, etc., when they no longer provide useful data, so too can our hypothetical overlords pull the plug at any time without warning. The scientists we have right now, they go through simulations all the time to see like what would happen during a pandemic? What would happen to the populations?
Yeah, if a bomb strikes here, what's going to happen?
So if we are in a simulation right now, and the whole entire in our simulation, I could see something like, all right, we're gonna see what happens with like civil unrest. We've experienced a lot of civil unrest over the past few years. We've had a lot of people wrongfully killed by police. We've had the police treated wrongfully that didn't need to be whatever. I'm not trying to get into political debate.
Yeah.
But what if the whole entire goal of our simulation was to see how a population reacts to civil unrest? And it feels like I can't remember any point in the younger years of my life of just like, I mean, maybe a few here and there, but there wasn't civil unrest like there is right now, which has gotten better, but still, it feels like over the past 5 years with the Breonna Taylor and, just people that have had bad shit happen to them, it feels like this stuff is happening more and more frequently. So then you got to think to yourself, maybe the people running our simulation are ramping it up, see how much they can do before we start to tear the fucking walls down. And we've already started to burn cities and riot and burn cop cars. And now we're getting to the point where we resist authority, which in some instances authority needs to be resisted because it's not right, man. But maybe in our simulation, it's to push us to the brink of where we start to kill each other because there's so much civil unrest. And you'll notice from the time we were younger to now how much more angrier we are as humans. Like we come together for certain things, but just the past 3 or 4 years, 5 years, just how much civil unrest and how much crazy shit's happened that's made us react adversely opposed to 20 years ago. What if that's the reasoning for our simulations? You want to see how far can we push these fuckheads until they start to kill each other? And we've already started killing each other.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And it could be coming to that point, be like, all right, this is this is how far we know we can push them. On to the next. Try another one. And it's so hard in my brain to quantify, all right, I'm possibly living in a simulation. Because like I said, when I get my dick sucked, that shit feels good as fuck, dude.
Turn his dick feeling up to 10.
Sloppy wet cap, dude. It feels nice.
It's like at the beginning of the game where you like divvy up. You get so many points, you get 50 points. We got our column for like
athletic build, nothing.
It's like
dick sensitivity,
10.
Yeah. 49.
Yeah. Attractiveness, 3.
Speed, 2.
Brains, 1.
Car tipping capability, 9. Look at this dude I just made. Look at this dude. I remember I used to make dudes.
Stomach capacity, 10.
I used to make dudes in Madden, and my brother would walk by and be like, what the fuck is that, dude? It'd just be some giant mongoloid murdering everybody on the
name's
field.
Just Nick Alexander.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
It's like 250 pounds of pure muscle,
And
6'8".
Someone's making us right now like, look at this dude right here. I'm going to give him the fucking worst butt ever.
That's what I used to do whenever I'd play like any like wrestling game.
Just make him hideous.
I would just make a fucking tank.
A monster.
Have him my name. He's like everything that I wanted to be.
But the thing is, if you're doing a simulation, as boring and as stupid as you and I are, you have to have people like us
For
to
sure.
kind of make the simulation go round.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I feel like we're the majority.
We're just NPCs, man.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
There's this clip that's going around YouTube and TikTok and shit, which I just showed Rob. I've only been on TikTok 14 minutes this week.
That's fucking nuts, man.
I'm proud of myself. I'm just trying to.
I've been on it for 14 minutes since we've been live streaming.
I'm trying to get off of. I was trying to get off my phone more, and I've been doing a good job.
Yeah,
and I'm happy about it.
Yeah.
I'm
getting there.
Yeah, it's hard, man. It's hard to fucking get off that shit. I still love Clash Royale though.
I did eyeball mine, and I'm down 22% from last week. So
that's good.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
Dude, my kids just fucking love playing like Barbies and just drawing, and you know what we've been doing is playing dominoes.
No, that's fun.
I taught them how to play dominoes, and they talk so much shit, and they play with me, dude, and we have fun.
Getting them ready for jail.
But that's where I learned how to play dominoes is in prison.
Yeah.
So I've been doing the same stuff that I used to yell at the inmates about. I slammed the fucking dominoes down when I got the last one and stuff, and now they're starting to do it. So it's pretty much like a prison day room in my dining room whenever we play dominoes now.
Hell yeah.
But it's a lot of fun.
That's fun.
Yeah, I just been trying to, make more time for everyone. So now I'm going to talk about some proof, maybe some nuggets that say, okay, we are in a simulation. The first thing is the Mandela effect. Some people claim, and we've talked about the Mandela effect, claim to remember TV coverage of Nelson Mandela's death in the 1980s, even though he actually died in 2013. The Mandela effect is therefore supposedly proof that whoever is in charge of our simulation is changing the past, or alternately, this is evidence of parallel universes and some individuals have crossed from one universe to another, yada yada. Additional examples of the phenomenon include some remembering the name of Berenstain Bears children's books being spelled as Berenstein, which that's how I remember it, and others recalling a non-existent movie from the 1990s called Shazam, which I vividly remember, starring the comedian Sinbad, a genie.
My whole thing with that last one with Shazam is it's such a huge. Like, okay, so I can see where people could fuck up Berenstein and Berenstain. You know what? I can see that.
Yeah.
That's understandable. But for like an entire generation to remember specifically Sinbad and Shazam, that's what kind of fucks with me about it.
I
could have sworn, like, how do so many people misremember something that that never happened?
I had one happen to me just a few weeks ago. All right. One of the most monumental moments of us growing up is when Mike Tyson bit off Evander Holyfield's ear.
Yeah.
Do you remember the name of the referee?
Was it Mills Lane?
Yeah, Mills Lane.
Mills Lane?
Do you remember when he died?
I thought he just died recently.
I have vivid memories of him dying not too long after that fight.
Oh, okay.
Vivid memories. The dude just died a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I was gonna say I knew it was recently, but
I remember this guy dying not long after that fight, dude.
huh.
And I hope there's other people listening to the show that say, I remember him, and I remember, like, he was the referee in Celebrity Deathmatch.
Celebrity Deathmatch, yeah.
And I remember him dying during Celebrity Deathmatch.
That's I could see that. Yeah, I thought I remember it was shortly after, but I know that he just died recently because I remember seeing it. But
yeah, but I remember this dude dying when I was essentially a kid or a teenager, not a few weeks ago.
sure.
And he would have been really fucking old if he died just a few weeks ago. I'm assuming 80 or 90 or something like that. But I remember this guy dying a long time ago, and he just died a few weeks ago. And it's another instance of, like, this Mandela effect. And I haven't seen anybody else talk about it. But, dude, I remember this guy dying a long time ago.
Well, it's kind of like me with the Ultimate Warrior. I thought he died a long ass time ago.
Well, there was a rumor about
I remember
that.
there was a rumor.
There was a big rumor, which he kind of just sailed off in the shadows a little bit.
I think there was the same rumor about Sting, too.
Reappeared. Yeah, there was. But the Ultimate Warrior had a doppelganger called the Renegade.
Yeah.
And at that point, that's when the rumors popped up. Like, okay,
Gotcha.
this Renegade dude is trying to be the Ultimate Warrior. Ultimate Warrior died.
I remember that.
Yeah. Also, there's a belief that the other world, the world in which they're doing our simulation, where the computer is at, there's only enough RAM to simulate one planetary civilization.
Okay.
And with that being said, when we look out into the sky, we're taught, okay, the shit never ends. It just goes on forever. But realistically, what are the odds that we've never made contact with anyone else out in the universe? I would say statistically, we would have to it's been fucking hundreds of thousands and millions of years. I don't know how long humans have been around, but it's a long goddamn time.
Yeah.
I would think at some point we would have fucking hit somebody else, like a Green Man or something like that.
You'd think.
Definitively, we've never had an extraterrestrial in our arms, So, in this simulation, the computer may only be big enough for just our world, and then also think about it. We speak English, so there's like all these other fucking countries out there where they don't even speak. 2/3 of the world speak a goddamn language we don't even speak.
Right.
So they could just be NPCs or just part of the simulation, just taking up space. That was just kind of all this stuff I'm trying to process in my brain while I'm.
So they're saying we need to free up some more memory on this. Let's wipe out a couple continents.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna. I could have made a really off-color joke right there, but I didn't. And also, how convenient is fucking climate control? Oh, we're gonna crank it up. We're gonna turn it down. We're gonna give you some tornadoes in January. That stuff's all weird, man. It feels man-made. It feels like someone just cranking the dial on something.
Yeah, it's kind of like speaking of The Sims from earlier. Like whenever I used to play back in the day, and whenever one of the characters wouldn't fuck me, I would just like put it in a pool and take the ladder away so it couldn't get out. Dig a hole in the backyard and put somebody in it and just leave them in there.
Bitch.
Kind of like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah. We're going to go to Reddit for just a second. This is a quick story. It says, paranormal events are not hauntings or alien encounters, but glitches in the simulation. This theory is the one most explored on Reddit forums like Are We Living in a Simulation and R Glitch in the Matrix,
I like that subreddit.
where users explore big ideas and philosophy funneled into the ideas of the odd or the occult. A storefront exists in a town one day, then it doesn't. Explanations include a slip between parallel timelines or a pop-up. The car passenger sees the word render in the sky as if entering a new part of the video game. Elevators are a frequent setting for glitch stories. The jump between floors seems to encourage a slip within dimensions.
Huh.
And then we also jump to the
man.
debate from about 7 years ago.
I forgot about this.
Yanny and Laurel. And we can actually let me hit that button. We can... I don't need to do...
Man, I forgot all about this one.
Yeah. The Yanny Laurel debate. And if you don't recall, it was a debate.
Yanny.
It's just a recording.
Laurel.
And you either hear Yanny or you hear Laurel.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to play it for you.
Once you hear one, you can't hear the other one.
Laurel.
I hear Laurel.
Laurel. Laurel. Laurel. Laurel.
That's all I hear.
Laurel. 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 Laurel.
You hear Laurel?
That's all I heard every single time. Laurel.
For fucking weeks, I heard Yanny.
Mm-hmm.
Clear as day.
Yeah.
And then I woke up one day, and it's just like,
It just switches. Yeah.
Laurel. I said, what the fuck, man?
Let me hear it again. I'm gonna try to hear Yanny.
Dude, I tried so hard to hear Yanny, I can't hear it anymore. I want to hear Yanny so bad.
Yeah.
Where the fuck did Yanny go, man? We need you back, pal.
Laurel. 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 Laurel.
Nothing, man.
Laurel. Laurel.
Yeah, I mean, I hear Laurel.
That's all I hear. Laurel every single
But
time.
in the very beginning, I heard Yanny.
Yeah.
Yanny. I said, and then it just changed all of a sudden. Remember in 2015 when the world flipped out because we all looked at the same photo, and
Yeah.
some of us saw a blue dress while others saw a gold dress, or the Yanny Laurel fiasco of 2018. There was also the less explosive blue, gold, white flip-flop debate of 2016. I remember that one as well.
I don't remember that one.
Say what you will about pitch and volume and color saturation, these controversies made one thing clear. Each of us lives in our own world. That's where I talked about different perceptions, different the way we perceive reality. Reality is, I heard Yanny for about 2 fucking weeks, and then all of a sudden I heard Laurel.
Yeah, I think it differs for me. I mean, I think sometimes I can hear both of them. Just depends.
Yeah, and I wish I could hear Yanny again.
Yeah.
That was a hell of a dude, man. She'd come back around.
R.I.P. Yanny.
This is a little Reddit story. I'll let you take this one. This is
Hell yeah.
fucking knock it out of the
Let's
park.
fucking do it. Boy, do I have a story. In February of 2016, I went to Ross with my mom and to buy something nice and cheap for a job interview that I had the next day.
Trashy.
As we were walking into the store, the security guard, who also doubled as a greeter, said, "Oh, hey, back again?" with a little too much enthusiasm. My mom and I didn't say anything about it, thinking that he probably just mistook us from someone else who was just there. So we get our stuff and leave, make a quick stop at Big Five on the way home. Keep in mind, it was a Monday night. It had to have been about 8:30 at this point, and the Big Five and Ross weren't close to each other. So anyways, we go to Ross, get what we need, then go check out. And the lady says, "Oh, hey, you guys came back." And me and my mom just looked at each other like, what the hell? Is this happening? We asked the lady what she meant and why she thinks that she just saw us, if she was sure she saw us, or if she was sure she saw us and not just doppelgangers or something. And she said, "Well, I guess it could have been a doppelganger, but I swear it was you guys. You guys were just here and we talked. We didn't ask about what, because to be honest, I didn't want to know. But we told her about the guy at Ross who had just said that he had saw us. He just saw us too. I know that it could be that there were just two people who were there before us. Both of them looked like us, and so we were familiar, like we were just there. It And it was at pretty random time too. No place was busy. Most people were at home, and stores weren't close to each other, which made it even weirder. I was scared on the way home, thinking that there was other versions made it home faster, and we were waiting there for us. What the fuck?
That's wild, man.
I don't like it.
And this next one are people that claim to have, I guess, stumbled upon the fact that we are in a simulation, and this is the instant they knew we were in a simulation.
Hell yeah.
The story says, "This is absurd, but I know the exact moment I would call BS on reality. I was out for supper with my mother, grandmother, and sister, and after we had mostly finished eating, there was a moment where my sister and I, across from one another, witnessed the same thing. It was a mundane dinner and mundane conversation, yet a moment occurred that would shock my sister and I. While my mother and grandmother were talking, there was an instance where a white plate between my sister and I shook on the table. It had been clear previous, but post-table shake, a solitary French fry appeared on the plate.
Fuck?
First, I thought I was the only person witnessing this bizarre reappearing act. However, post-appearing, I locked eyes with my sister who had seen the same thing. We still talk about that stupid fucking French fry to this day."
Wow.
Yeah. This is a long snippet I took from Reddit where a person believes we're in a simulation, and they're kind of bringing up things that lead them, that make them believe we're in a simulation. It says, "Consider the following. Only a portion of us are awake at any given moment. Or the reverse. You spend half of your day unconscious." So that kind of plays into the computing factor, whether, okay, the computer's not big enough to have the entire world. I think there's, like 7 billion people on Earth or some shit like that?
Yeah.
Earth population. I got to know now.
I think it's almost 8 maybe now.
Earth population. I thought it was like 6.6 billion. Okay,
No, see, almost 8.
7.8. God damn, dude.
It's about 1.8 billion too many.
Holy shit, man. That's so many people.
Actually, I meant there should be about 1.8, so there was about 6 billion too many.
7.8 billion people on Earth.
I'd say what is like a fucking fourth of that is in China alone. They have like 2 billion people or something like that in China.
75% of the world's population is in Ohio. I saw that on TikTok. So.
It's got to be true.
But yeah, you think about that. At any given moment, only half the world is awake. The other half is asleep. So
That's true. That's fucking weird, man.
That is weird, dude.
It's really weird.
And that's when I was talking to my buddies at work today. I said, here in Ohio, 1 p.m. on Sunday, that's church, buddy. That's NFL football. The Bengals are playing at 1 o'clock. Well, in Kansas City, where the Chiefs are church, they're playing at 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
And it never computes in your brain like their church is at 12, ours is at 1, but it's actually the exact same time. And it was just weird to think. It was fucking stupid.
Yeah.
But it's weird to think about, like, when they thought, like, football, noon, baby. Whereas here, like, football, 1 o'clock. Yeah. But it's all the same, but it's so different.
And you think about it, what's even weirder is you think about, okay, 1 o'clock on Sunday. Australia, it's like 1 o'clock Monday morning.
Yeah, it's a different day.
Like they're in the fucking future.
And at least 2/3 of the population speaks a language that you conveniently don't understand. Now, this is a person trying to make a case of why he believes we are, in fact, in a simulation. A significant portion of communication is text-based, which, well, it's true, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think your wife is the same as mine. She will barely pick up the fucking telephone for anybody anymore.
Yeah.
My wife will hold the phone in her hand, ring, 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 voicemail, text him, hey, what'd you want? And I'm like, why didn't you just pick up the goddamn phone? I'll pick up the phone for anybody.
Yeah,
they
I'm
call
kind of
me.
the same.
I love talking to people that I haven't called, that I haven't talked to in a while. Mike Gossett, for instance, that motherfucker, he hasn't called me in a minute, dude. Best friends growing up. He just leaves me out there. He's got, he's got kids now.
Mm-hmm.
One of our best pals growing up. Probably doesn't even know I'm alive anymore. This is a test. This is a test to him to see.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens.
Just dangle the bait.
See what happens, Goose. As the number of people increases, so does the number of screens that allow us to focus on less detailed environments, such as animated movies and video games. The universe seems procedurally generated. Yeah, it does. Mm-hmm. We are told that all NPCs have the same conscious minds as us, but I'm pretty sure I can predict my next interaction with a cashier or bank teller, even my mother, pretty accurately. Yeah, that's also, and that's so strange. You ring up your groceries at Kroger, there's not going to, unless I'm the cashier, but the cashier's going to be like, hi, how are you? And you're going to say, I'm fine. Did you find everything okay today? Yeah, I did. Do you have a Kroger Plus card? Yeah, I do. And you pay for it. That'll be $74.85. Mm-hmm. You pay for it and you leave. Never have I went to the cashier and they're like, just got done shaving my balls in the bathroom. Yeah. Just got done fucking snorting coke off the fucking paper towel dispenser in the shit box.
You ever stuck a frog in your ass?
Yes, I have. I was definitely young and needed the money. Most of what you know happened off screen. History, news, the most awesome party your friends ever had, etc. It's always just not. It's always something you read about. That's not really, happen in front of your eyes. How do you actually remember? And this one fucked me up, dude. How much do you actually remember from yesterday, last year, your childhood? There are literally characters with more detailed backstories than me.
That's very true.
It's true. 5 years old to 17-ish, dude. I can just about remember every day. 20 to right now, I cannot fucking tell you anything. It's just like it's all gone. It just all leaves me. I don't remember anything, man.
Yeah, it's kind of the same for me. I think it's just that, like, I don't know, man. I wish there was like a logical answer for it besides just, I remember big events, but the thing is, I think when you get older, the big events aren't really big in hindsight. And then every other day, it's just more of the same in between.
But I still feel like I'm unlocking core memories is what they call it.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you something, and I kind of talked about the cell phones a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
When did you get your first good cell phone, your first smartphone?
Probably like 2000.
18 to 20 years old?
Yeah.
When did the like exceptional recollection of your life end?
Oof. Yeah, probably around that same time, yeah.
Am I right or am I right? It seems like once we were introduced to smartphones where I can watch the breath leave my mouth and blow out every single candle on my 7th birthday when Leonardo, Michelangelo, Donatello, and Raphael were on my fucking birthday cake.
Yeah.
I can still remember the purple sleeves on my Batman shirt that I was wearing with my green Ninja Turtle shorts and my black high-top Reeboks like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
I can remember every second of that birthday party. I can remember Andrew Baker shitting his pants and getting and having to leave. And his mom, they lived far away, and she fucking was mad because she went out to run errands. She had to come back and get him because he shit his pants. Had to call her pager.
Oh, shit.
911 emergency. I don't know how you write shit on a pager. She had to come back for him. I can remember the exact second my dad brought the package in from the front porch and opened it up. And we had our first caller ID. I'd take a Ethernet, plug it in before the phone. It was a
so weird, man.
Box off to the side.
Yeah.
I can remember all of this stuff so vividly.
Mm-hmm.
All of it. But then when I got a smartphone, I see videos of me blowing raspberries in my daughter's belly.
Mm-hmm.
See pictures from my wedding. I'm like, I was there, but I don't remember.
Yeah,
it. It's almost like it fucked my brain up. It scrambled my eggs. I don't know. But sadly, the only thing recently that I'm just like, I can remember every second of that was laying in the floor of the veterinary clinic when Ace,
Yeah.
when you had to be put down. And that's an awful thing to replay in my head, but I can remember every second of that. But beyond that, there's so much shit that it just has left me.
Yeah.
I can hazily remember the birth of my children,
Mm-hmm.
but not like a second by second by second.
Yeah. I remember our very first kid very vividly because it was a really
Whirlwind process.
it was an emergency situation.
Yeah.
So I remember that one very well. The other two, yeah, they kind of blur together a little bit.
And that's what he says in the next snippet here. It says about 60% of what you see is constantly out of focus.
Sure.
And thus I feel like my memories are out of focus. And when I reflect back on some of this shit after,
Yeah.
feels like I
I
can
get that.
remember it, but it's
I get that.
remember it, but it's blurry. Remember it, but it's blurry.
Yeah.
Blurry.
Yeah. And I think a lot of it, and I kind of said this a second ago, I think a lot of it just has to do with the fact that a lot of, like, everything kind of seems cool and new and exciting when you're younger. You're experiencing a lot of things for the first time. You're doing things that you really will, like, not really get to do